China is taking further steps to boost the birth rate. Now that all children under the age of 3 can get 3,600 yuan per year as subsidy, which is about $500. It's now year 2025, only about 10 years after China changed its long-time family planning policy, allowing one family to have more than one child, and now encouraging families to even have 3 kids. That sounds a very huge picture across such a big nation, but my personal experience might be more detailed and could be explained to explain the policy's changes in or long. More than 10 years ago, 1 month after I gave birth to my son, I was still a bit weak because what I did was a cesarean birth. I drove my car to the local security fund center in person, applied for the allowance for employees who gave birth to a child. I completed everything offline in person. And such an experience gave me the impression back that time that giving birth to a child is just a totally personal choice. And as a parent, you just take all the responsibilities along by yourself. Well, now such an application can be easily done by just a click on the screen on your phone, thanks to big data and improved online services. So 10 years ago, take Shanghai, for example, kindergartens were making all efforts to handle the booming number of kids aged between 3 and 6. So that left almost no space or faculty for kids under the age of 3. I still remember the days that I tried to apply for a daily childcare center, but failed, simply because they had just closed such services and to make space for kindergarten kids. I would either pay at least 3,000 yuan or $240 a month for a private center or ask my family to give me a helping hand. Well, now the city is offering daily care service for kids under the age of 3 in nearby neighborhoods. The closest one to my community now, just a few minutes walk. But I no longer need to have such a facility, but really admire the parents of these kids. I double-checked the government work report during this year's national legislative and political consultative sessions. It is said that to draft and carry out policies to boost childbirth by issuing child subsidy, expanding service for kids between age 0 and 6, and adding low-cost childcare facilities. And just on August the 5th, China announced that it will gradually implement free kindergarten service, starting from kids at the age of 6, that is to say, 1 year before their primary school. China has 9.54 million newborns in 2025, only about 57% the figure compared to 10 years ago, but that was already an increase of 520,000 from the previous year. So back to the childbirth subsidy. Obviously, it couldn't be sufficient for child-raising expenditure. But my interpretation is that now the government is willing to offer such a substantial subsidy in spite of the economic challenges that the whole country is facing, while the global economy is still gloomy, not that optimistic compared to 10 years ago. It is more like a signal that the government is pledging to whatever it can to change the decline curve.